Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes. We got some exercises, I guess, or I don't know, they're projects, little projects, and then we're going to do some quick sketches, and then that'll be it for our session. Stay tuned for our third session. We have three sessions. We're going to be doing a face, a little more complex for a little more advanced people. So let's jump into this. Stop wasting time. It's all about the practice, practice, practice. So here we go. This is oh, we're starting here. So yeah, comic. This is I love sketchbooks because you can play with ideas. You can really quickly put in squares, and it's really not about perfection. Really, it's about the ideas and really sharing your ideas. And depends on what your intention is, what you're shooting for. But you can just put some squares out and don't worry about. You can even use stick figures to tell an idea or a story or a comic. And then that's ideas are so important. You can use that, or you can even here look at these shapes and play with that. That was uploaded by Ellen. And then we had another exercise. She says, design the cover of a book, an example of a title, The Road Trip. 4 book covers are posted as examples. Ellen did this. So this is a good exercise. I've done an exercise. We've done album covers, not just book covers, but these are good exercises. And studying book covers, you can see this one, the way this line flows through this orange book. I think I've read this one. This is probably in a book from the 50s. You can see the shapes here, the circles, and how it moves and it flows. This is design. This is composition. They had to compose this picture, book cover. So, thinking about the flow and how things move. The Orange Book by Richard McGuire. Artwork by. And then this one, Don't Look Back. Ooh, with the O's kind of like there, and this hooded person here, and all in dark, and it's really moody. Voted best thriller novel 20XX. Oh, this is just a design. Yeah, there we go. Don't Look Back. Somebody's. And then this one, they're playing with negative space. I really love the negative space they're playing with. This is The Man in the Woods by Shirley Jackson. And you see the trees, and in the negative space, there's the man. Very nice design. Oh, and then was there one more? Oh, that one, yeah. Hemingway, Killing. Oh, what was up with this? I don't know. There's something going on here. I don't know. A nice little silhouette of a character here and tree. Hemingway or Brian Meeks, D. Meeks. All right, here's our drawing. This is a warm-up done by Cosmin Podar. It's a lot of round shapes. I'm just gonna draw it. I'm just gonna draw it, and then I'm just gonna draw it. I'm not gonna, I'll post these one after the other, but we're just gonna draw them straight, just as a warm-up. That one too. And then I think I should, we'll do this as a separate set because that's form. We'll do those two. And then, then we'll do this face and call it a night. All right, let's do it. Let's jump into this, these drawings that were submitted by people. All right, so let me copy paste that one. We're gonna do this one. I'm gonna do them pretty quick. So yeah, we usually don't go this quick, so I break it down, but let's go to the chat. All right, here we go. Let's Procreate. Oh yeah. Thanks. That's hella fun. Thank you, Tad. Thank you for joining us. That's awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, so here we go. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to have hella fun. Hella fun. Here we go. There's that one. Put it in there, and let's get to the next one. Here we go. That one, this freaky house. And I'm just gonna draw them really quick. I'm just gonna break it down. I'm gonna on my own. I'm posting them in the chat. For those of you who are here, those of you who are live need to screenshot or need to do what you need to do. Stop, rewind, be the owner of your learning. Because that's basically it. A class can be too hard, or it can be too easy. You can get frustrated and all that, or you can take on the challenges. Yeah, I'll draw this one too. I'm gonna do these really quick. They're gonna be quick sketches. So you can see what I talk about quick sketches. A lot of times we go really slow. I'm going to go really fast with these. I'm going to try to get them all in. That one I'll skip. There's just too much going on with that one. You got to learn to choose your battles. And that'll be it. We'll call it. All right, let's do this. Let's go from the top. Take it from the top, maestro. Here we go. All right, so the first one, let's turn our sides right side up. I'll start with this little monster. He's a monster, all right. He's a monster. So I can see that circle shape. It's almost like an oval shape, but it's a little bit of a circle shape. Then I can see the branch. I'm going really fast, okay? So if you get lost, and it was done as a sketch, as a warm-up. See, and I'm getting the feel of that branch. It goes from thick to thin, and it's got this elbow. See how it, I just do it really fast. So it seems like it's like magic. Uh, gosh, I don't know. I don't know. It's thick to thin. There's a lot going on. There's a roundedness of this beast that's there. Then the tail that kind of comes out, um, and it kind of goes around here. And this is what I'm talking about. That I can go really fast. But this is just practice, right? The more you practice, the more you can do this. You got to believe. That's part of the battle. The biggest battle in drawing is yourself. "Oh, I can't. Or if you run across a problem and you can't solve it. That holds you back. Oh my gosh. But when you solve it, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. It's like, oh man, I figured it out. And then like, boom, you never have that problem again. Then you gotta be the biggest skill, I think, in drawing is problem solving. Because then you try something. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try that. Okay, if it doesn't come out, I'm gonna figure it out. So here it looks like an elephant. It's got the trunk and all that going on. Some weird. This is somebody's warm up. Then we've got our form, and then we've got I don't know, the head up in here, another oval shape in there, and another back shape in here. I can kind of see. And then I'm going to focus on that face. I'm going to focus on the face, but that's it, blocked in pretty much. The head shape right in there, the body shape right in there, the everything, how it all fits. I'm kind of happy with it. It's got some spikes or stuff that's kind of going out that way. There's going to be one eye right about there, another eye right about there, just to make the placement of the eyes. And then I know that the whole thing is kind of like on this left side. It's kind of a three-quarter view. Three-quarter view. And this is just all blocking in to see kind of how it all kind of goes. I'm going to start it with the eyes and then just go out from there. But that's it. That's it, blocked in. Take a look really quick, really quick. It might be too fast for you, but that's okay. If it's too fast for you, pause it. You can look at the video, pause it, do what you need to do. Find your pace. Find your lane. I used to say that. Find your lane, what lane you're in. This eye is rounded this way. We got to practice drawing eyes. This is more complex. This is why we're doing this later on in the night. This is definitely a little more complex. There's a lot going on. There's even little details that I don't know. I don't know, like little hairs and then this eyebrow, or I don't know this what is that called? I don't know. This big old cheek that's kind of back here. That's I don't know what that is. But it's kind of like a cheek or air sac or something. This is the cheek right in here coming in through there. And then the lip. And I got some lip right in here. There's the middle right here. See that middle right in there? The lip goes up, then down, then up around that eye. See that eye? I kind of sketched it in there. That's where the eye's kind of going to go. And it fits in there something like this mouth with a little tooth, or I don't know what that is. Kind of like a little Y shape right in there. It could be a tongue. I don't know. A little heart shape. We'll make it a heart shape. All right, there we go. Then there's a form here. There's little things that would take too long to explain. All this detail.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah, those details is what I can't really explain. It would be here all night. Looks like there's another eye in here too. Wow. Looks like there is another eye. Could be. This could be the real eye. And then there's a fake eye back here. Definitely a made-up creature. So I'll solidify that eye right there. That's the one I'm going to really do. And then it's darker above it. And then you've got the pupil right there, kind of like on the other side. And again, you have to practice drawing eyes. I'm doing this really quick. This is not easy drawing, simple drawing. There's more to this. And I'm not breaking it down. So don't get frustrated. Do the best you can. And love your child, no matter what comes out. You know, it's a drawing only a mother can love. All right, here we go. Literally, look at this monstrosity. It's a little monster. It's a little monster. This eye, I don't know what's going on with it. I'm gonna shade it, and that's another thing you can just shade out. Got this eye here that looks cool. There's another like a little eye in there. I'm not gonna draw it. I'm gonna shade it out. And just keep it simple, simplify. He's got this lip. It's definitely like a reptile of some kind. Little reptile. And this rounded cheek in there and add some shading. Add some roundedness to it. See, I'm adding form, a little bit of shading here and there. Shading on this side because the light's coming from the right. I can see that. I mean, like all this is shading in there. In this belly of this beast, it's like a frog. I don't know. Yeah, these are like frog feet. Little ovals. There we go. Practice your ovals. There's one, and I can see. Okay, I can try to see this as a big shape, one big shape, because it goes like this orange slice, and then that finger there actually kind of goes back like there. So there's let me see. We've got the one that's sticking out back here, and there, and then you've got these other fingers. There's two right here, one, two, the middle, and then you've got these three right in here, one, two, and three. But I saw this orange slice kind of helped me with the placement of all these little lot of little shapes that can get confusing. But if you learn how to abstract it, kind of like, I don't know, I've talked about this a lot. And this would be a exercise. All right, this would just be an exercise, and you practice that, and then you get to this, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I know what he's talking about. I practiced that." And that's all we would do in the exercise. The warrior warm-ups, which are coming. Oh, maybe if I bring it up a little higher, you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe I did it off the edge. I don't know. All right, and then there's an arm right in here. Look at that, the shape of an arm. Putting all these shapes together. Shade that in. See that arm right in there. Getting this crazy frog ribbit. Crazy frog, crazy. Add a little more shading on this side as the light comes from the right. And it's got these little spikes, or who knows what they are, just kind of coming down. I'm doing it really quick. There's double lip in there, a little bit of shading, kind of bring out that double lip. And then what else? And there's a lot of little details and stuff, like the hairs on the head. And I've kind of like sketched them out really quick. Oh, look at that. That monster. I created a monster. And then he's got this this whole cheek part coming in. Yeah, it looks hard. I mean, it is hard. It is a challenge, but you know, you got to take on those challenges. And here, this little bubble back here is a little bit bigger, so I can make those adjustments as well. And then this, oh, back leg. This is definitely a back leg. See, I can see this back leg, how it fits in here. Put it right in there. There's that body, because I can see it as a big shape. And then one of the little toes that comes out here, part of that back. And you see, it has to continue behind our branch here. I'm pretty happy with what it looks like. There's a lot of little details, little hairs and veins or something. I don't know, but you can quickly scribble them in if you're doing a sketch. Oh, this arm. Ooh, look at that. It's complex. It's these cylinder shapes that kind of come out here and then come out that way. See these two angles? See that? And there's a little bit of a taper. And so I started off with that shape, and then it's kind of like it's wrapped, kind of like a coil fold, like in textile or clothing. It's like this coil fold around there. That's how he did it. How he is attaching that whole kind of leathery arm to the body, and with kind of shading behind it to make it stand out or pop a little bit, like it's sticking out. So it shades the background. See the little contrast right there. Makes that arm pop a little bit. Then you got all these fingers in there, and we're almost done with this thing. I feel like I was doing pretty quick. I can go faster, but I don't want to lose people. You got to go at your own pace. Here's one finger, one right in there. I'm just blocking them in a little. There's three there, and then there's two up in here. I think they probably need to be moved over a little bit more. And then one and two right in there. These ones are big. There's a big space right in there. Right in there. There we go. That's good. I'm happy with that. And there's like little leaves. There's a one, two little leaves in there. Doing that really quick. And there's kind of like swamp. What is that swamp? Kind of like hanging on that tree. Little yeah, and he's doing it really quick. This is like a really quick sketch. lot faster than I'm doing it, that's for sure. I can tell. It's like, and that's just takes practice. You just gotta like, okay, I'm gonna do this really quick. You knowing what you do, knowing what you want, and just shooting for it, right? Because they've done it, things like this before. They've drawn stuff like this before. I've done stuff like this before, so I can pretty quickly kind of get the oh, let's zoom out. We're almost done. Let's get these fingers in there though. That's complex. That's yeah, there's a lot going on. Even these fingers here, there's a little bit of shading on it, make them a little more believable, not just ovals. There's shading on one side because then it looked like little beans. And like, what are those beans? Those are fingers. Gotta give it a little more form. A little shading on the left, to the left, to the left. And these actually have a little more bend to them as well. Like there's a little bit of a bend on these fingers, a little bit of a bend coming up around the band. Do 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 do. And then here, there's a long finger here. There's something long there, and then this one, and it wraps around. I'm not getting it exactly. I'm not doing a good job right in here, but that's okay. We're gonna let it go. Kind of squeezing it in. I feel like I'm squeezing it in. Nobody's gonna know. This is creatures from who knows what planet. But I did the best I could right in there. I know I didn't give it what I wanted to, but I'll give it a little bit of shade on this side. A little more shading. A little bit of shading in here too. And yeah, shading on that side, that leg. And looking at my darks, my lights, and more things happening. There's another branch way down here. Craziness. All right. You can feel free to take your time on this and go as fast as slow as you need to. I would with my first drawings, I would take forever. Oh man, something like this, I would like be on here forever, and that's okay. You go at your own pace, but you got to know that, okay, this kind of took me this long. I'm going to try to practice on my speed, and that's what you focus on. You got to focus on things, and that's going to be one of the focuses. It really is what you focus on, and work on. I'm like, oh, I'm going to work on my speed. Don't worry about accuracy. You worry about your speed. Then you know what you're focusing on. Oh, I'm going to focus on talking and drawing. I need to focus on that. And you work on your fears. You work on what you're not good, and then you get better on it. But you got to face them. You got to face them. Face your fears. Face what you want to work on and improve, and know it. Like, oh, okay, boom. How do I do that? How do I do this? Figure it out. Watch videos. There's a lot of videos out there explaining all this stuff. And make the challenging fun by drawing what you like. Maybe you don't like these creatures, or maybe you do. If you find what you like to draw, you'll like, like, hey, that wasn't that bad. All right, there we go. Let's jump to the next one. We're just jumping here, jumping like this frog fever. Oh, it's this big old building. I don't know. It's this big old building. I see this oval shape here. Trying to get that big old building blocked in. Then I got like this big old window right in here. This big old kind of like triangular thing happening here. Yeah, this is a crazy building with a big old mountains in the back. But I'm blocking it in. Here, let's see. There's this front of the building. There's like these little things. There's a window right in here. There's a window right in here. And I'm just doing it really quick. Just a quick sketch. There's a tree right in there. See, I'm just blocking it in. And oh, there's like a big old eye. It looks like an eye, but it's a window. I think this is a real place. It looks like it could be a real place. Like maybe somewhere in Santa Fe, Nuevo Mexico, New Mexico. I don't know what this is. All right, all right. All right. How we now? We're down to 14 hardcore heroes still hanging in there. That's awesome. Awesome. Hardcore heroes. It's almost 8:30. All right, we're doing good time, actually. We're doing good time. We're doing good time. Just practicing. It's all about the practice, practice, practice. Gotta practice. And you find the time, that's awesome. I was remembering somebody told me, "Oh, you must have a lot of time on your hands." Like, well, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing things. And like, I don't have a lot of time. I have the same amount of time that everybody else does. Just I choose. to do this because I enjoy doing it. What do you enjoy doing? I don't know, watching TV. Like, okay, well, that's I have evidence of proof of what I've done with my time. What do you have? Oh, I don't know. I watched season 6 of I don't know. We all have our, and that's good. You got to find your joy, I guess. But my joy, I can show my drawings to somebody else, and they can brings joy to other people. I'm producing stuff, not just consuming. Yeah, you have consumers and producers, and yeah, I like producing things. Here I kind of blocked everything in now. I'm just kind of like I'm getting all this detail. There's grass here. I'm just going in and out. There's a thickness here of this building. There's like some kind of flower up in here, and I'm just sketching it in. It's not varying, and then this part here, and it's darker here too. This is a 2B pencil, but I don't feel it's like a 2B. I feel like it's an HB. I don't know. This is the brand is Basic. That's why. Basic brand, basic with a Z. Almani. There we go. Oh, there's shading here. There's a lot of little things you can play with. Trees. Tree right there. Placement. It's on something right in here. But as a sketch, and then the grass around in here. See, I'm just and then I can shade the grass real quick, like a quick sketch. If I was out there drawing this from observation. There's a window. Oh, the window should probably be moved over a little bit more. I'll make this the new window. There's that really dark window right in here, right in there, like that. And there's an open space right here. There's a cone shape. That's what I'm gonna say. That's the cone shape now. Then there's this thickness for this roof that kind of goes in here. It goes in and out over that. I'm just drawing what I see. I'm drawing what I see, kind of putting those puzzle pieces in there. And a little branch in here, another little crazy tree that's kind of going back and forth right in there. A window right in here. A chimney over here. This crazy chimney. I don't know. Alan, what are you doing to us? This is Casa Terracotta, Colombia. So this is in Colombia. Casa Terracotta. Wow. So this is all probably clay. This is a clay house. Terracotta tile. And then the mountains in the back. The mountains, I can do those, just put them in here. And it goes up, up over our chimney, up, down, and then down to our other chimney. I think there's another chimney over here. I'm just sketching it in lightly. It's going to be right in there. Our double checking the placement of everything. Our window, that looks like it's a good spot. Maybe move it over to the right a little bit. Make adjustments in this other window, this huge window over here, or whatever that is, and then a door right in there. Open space right there. Going back and forth. And I'm trying to see how it all fits. See, by scribbling it in. Then I can scribble it in kind of where it kind of goes. And then I can now with confidence go in, okay, this is where the window goes, right in there. Bam. Bam. And it looks like an eye because it's got this, I don't know what kind of glass it is, but it's got the dark areas. It's got these two dark areas. And then it shades out into all this gray area like this. See, they're different shades, but there's highlights. I don't know. I'm just gonna fake it in. It's pretty dark right in there, that window. And then you've got 3 little windows or something below it. So I'm gonna get that center one first to center it, and then the 2 on the side. 1, 2. There it is. Bam. There's our 3 windows, and then below that is that plant with I just lost it. Scribbles. It's all scribbles. There's a plant there. What's that? A plant. It's a sketch. It's just a sketch. Here's like a chimney or something that goes up that way. There's little concentric shapes that are kind of going around here. Look at that top. I can shade in this whole mountain too because this stands out. So I can really quickly just shade this mountain a little bit. It'll make my building pop a little bit. See it by going darker in this back mountain. Practice your shading. There's my mountain. See, this whole pops out now. This all pops a little bit more. There's grass down here. I can And then up in here, I know this is Ellen. Ellen, what'd you do? Ellen, Ellen. All right, here we go. There's a chimney up in here. Really weird chimney. I think it's a chimney. And there we go. Yeah, you gotta draw what you like. If you don't like this, well then you gotta suck it up, buttercup, and be a warrior and take it on anyways. Because you know, sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you don't get the privilege of drawing what you like. Sometimes you gotta, you know, do what you must. There's a little opening here. And sometimes that's where the learning is. Sometimes we avoid doing things that we must. Sometimes we don't like taking that medicine. I know I had to do things that I didn't like doing, but I learned from them. I'm like, oh wow. I kind of like surprised myself, but but it's going there. It's taking yourself on purpose out of your comfort zone, out of your cave, out of your shelter, you know, face, face the dragon, face. And then you realize, hey, it's not, the dragon's not so bad. It's not so hard. Drawing hands is not that hard. I figured them out. Drawing this is not so hard. I challenged myself, figured it out. Drawing this crazy building is not that hard. It's breaking it down, seeing the parts, and not drawing all the parts, just getting some of the parts here. That's the whole part of this building comes down and then wraps around. There's another little window hiding right in here, that shape and this shape, and all the grass down in here. Now I can add this other part of this mountain. It just comes up and then goes off that way. Now when I shade all this is going to make this part of the building pop. As I shade this part of the mountain darker, and then it makes that building pop right in there. So that's it. Contrast. Compare and contrast. Contrast, a difference. All right, I've got that kind of crazy building. I don't know, it's just a sketch. A sketch of a crazy building. Add some grass, add little textures here and there, maybe a little more crazy shading here. I don't know if you add more grass and more like plants, it'll look more like, oh, it looks like something. What is that? Some crazy house. Terracotta. Casa Terracotta, Colombia. All right, next one. Next. We're just moving along here. Oh, this picture's a little blurry. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this one. Really, I'm not. That's why I'm definitely going to do this really quick. It's a little blurry, a little hard to see as a sketch. I don't know. You got a circle there with a flower there. Then you got this big old, a little bit bigger, a bunch of more flowers up there, about that big. But I'm drawing it as a circle, but it's complex. I'm just getting the shapes of them and how they relate to each other. It's almost like two shapes here, but it's kind of rectangular, these flower shapes. Then you've got the yeah, I know. Like, what is he doing? This is a flowers in some kind of vase, some kind of mug. That's some kind of glass jar. That's what it looks like in a glass jar. And it's a painting. It's really an impressionistic painting, probably done in oils. What does it say? By Meg Walsh. Meg Walsh. All right. And then the back of the table or whatever that is. And there's blocked in. That's it. Now, once I have it blocked in, I see those big shapes and how it all fits on my paper. Now I can just break it down into the parts. So up with these white flowers up in here, there's a centerpiece right in there, breaks down there. There's that centerpiece, and then here's this other flower kind of coming up in there. And I'm just kind of just almost, this is where a good exercise called blind contour drawing, look it up, practice it. It's the hardest exercise in the world. It is like really one of the hardest exercises. It challenges you on several levels. Blind contour drawing really helps with this right here. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm not really looking at my paper so much. I'm kind of like looking more at what I'm seeing. This blind contour drawing exercise is the hardest exercise because you want it to look good and it doesn't, but it really forces you to observe, Blind contour drawing really forces you to observe and draw what you see, not what you think you see. So that's going to be one of our warrior warm-ups, is doing some blind contour drawing. And there's going to be a whole section on those because it's really about the practice. One of them is going to be kind of teaching what it is, and the other ones there's going to be practice warm-ups. It's all just practice. So you need to do the lessons, and then the there she is. She's coming in. See if she can come in. That door's kind of hard to open, but my granddaughter's trying to break in. She's trying to break in. So it's not quite a circle, and I'm kind of seeing like the little things here. There could be Coraline as well. Is Coraline still here? And then it's hard to see. Or you'll get her on camera right now. She's breaking it. There's like a little. There's highlights and dark. Like there's these shapes of the flower, kind of like I don't know. I'm just kind of sketching them in. Just kind of trying to observe and see that flower. And then you've got this big old kind of like comes up here and it's like a bud, rosebud, rosebud. Citizen Kane. There's a movie for you. Classic. Yeah, I seen that one. I took a movie class. We watched all these movies. Yeah, it was fun. All right, so here I'm breaking this down. I see the shapes and see, even though I broke this down I could see the two different. Now I can break this down. They look like it looks like a shish kebab of some kind, some kind of shish kebab. And there's all it is just shapes and I'm scribbling it in, seeing how it goes in and out. And I'm doing it really quick. So this is like a really quick sketch. I'm not explaining this so much. So do the best you can. It's all you can do. You can't do better than your best. Just know that you're doing your best. And the more you do your best and the more you practice, the more you'll progress. Knowing that you make a commitment. You know, you got to make a commitment. Say, I'm going to do my best. And it's not going to be the best. It's not. That's what I had students. It's not the best. No, I don't say do the best. I say do your best. Do the best you can. That's all you can do. And then you just practice from there and try to improve upon it. Improve upon your best. But don't get bent out of shape. Yeah, kids these days, they're so delicate. Yeah. That's what's wrong with society. These people are just too soft. Pepperidge Farms remembers. All right. Anyways, yeah, gotta be. That's the whole warrior mentality here. Gotta take on the challenges. That's how you stretch. That's how you grow. Just doing easy stuff, eating baby food all the time. It's no. All right, here we go. The safe space. So this jar is really interesting. This is jar in here is a little jarring. You've got a little bit of lid showing, and then it kind of goes in and then out. Yeah, in and out, and all kinds of stuff. And it's not lines. There's a lot of it's rendering. There's shapes. I'm using lines a lot, but there's a lot of line. There's a lot of shapes, a lot of shapes. And when I'm talking about shapes like this, see this like square right here, a rectangle? It's a shape. It's not done with lines. There's no lines in this shape right here. It's an edge. Here, see, here's another shape. Seeing these shapes, this line here is actually a shape because there's a thickness to it. This is a line. See, this has an outline around this flower, but these are shapes. And I'm trying to see those shapes as it gets distorted in this water in this jar right in here. There's a little bit of a white space, which I kind of missed a little bit. Let me try to see if I can get that white space, the white top of that water right in there. See, there's a little bit of white water. And then this actually kind of gets dark right in there. And learning to see all this lights and darks and values. There's a lot of values. You can actually shade all this really quickly. And the different values and different other shapes. See, I'm shaping this. There's like a little triangle right in here. If you can see that triangle, look at that. There's a little triangle right in here. And you've got all these dark shapes under this jar. You got to learn to see these shapes. Learn to see the shapes, the different shades, there's different values of these shapes. This and a little more complex shapes in here and smaller detailed shapes. But there it is. There's that kind of like, and then you've got these petals. And then you've got all this shading back here with the table. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook warrior at it again. Frankly, Madare. No, here we go. Wow, we've been doing this for 3 years, huh? You said, Yelena, we've been doing this for 3 years already. We just celebrated 3 years doing this thing out here, and we're gonna cut it down a little bit. I gotta do those warrior warm-ups, so I can actually start doing painting. That's take on other things, AI or other things. Is that it? Is that it? Oh my gosh. Oh no, no, no. Here we got some stairs. Let's do the stairs real quick. Now the stairs, it looks really complex, but I can see these stairs like back here. I'm gonna do these stairs really quick. There's a whole set of small stairs back here, and then the stairs kind of like swoop down and come out into these bigger stairs over here. They swoop down. So there's a whole set of small stairs back here, and then they swoop down to these stairs. And then, oh, here we go. Here's this whole shape here. This is really just like a cylinder, a giant cylinder. This whole wall really is kind of like a cylinder as it curves out this way. And then you have this whole mound of flowers right in here. All these, I see these big shapes. I see these big shapes. I don't worry about the little shapes. I see all this whole set of big old flowers right in there. This whole tree, not tree, this hill. And then the trees back here. There's some big trees back there. And it, this is a quick sketch. I can really quickly just sketch that. And then I can now start breaking that into smaller pieces. Let's start from the background. There's this crazy tree right in here, with a lot of branches. And again, I'm just getting the feel of it. I'm not doing it exactly. I know it just goes out, and there's a lot of little, just getting the feel of it. Right, there's that tree there. There's shrubs back in here, up a little higher. Spacing, placement. Another shrub right in there, another tree right in here. This thick one right in there, and this thicker tree. This one's a little bit thicker, but it's going from, and it tapers. The bottom gets thicker as it comes down to the bottom onto that hill. And then there's a branch that kind of comes off of it right in there. Let's see, I'm doing this all really quick. I'm just drawing what I see, and there's, I can scribble some back shrubs back in here. And then, yeah, something thin. Take on these monsters. Take on the challenge. Thank you, Eladio. It was fun. Have a nice evening. Thank you. Who was that? That was Mary. Thank you, Mary. Mary, you want the moon, Mary? Mary, you want the moon? What time was that? 8:42? Oh, yeah, she's probably still, I don't know. Just signs out. That was 2 minutes ago. Somebody named that movie. It's a classic. It's one of my favorites. Made me cry, actually. I can really relate to George Bailey. George Bailey. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. So there's really cool tree that's really just kind of radiating back in here. It's radiating. See, and I'm just scribbling it in. I know my pencil, I know my materials, and I know what it can do. And yeah, I'm like, you become one with the pencil. There's just more you use it and say, okay, these are the results I want. And you use your instrument like your voice. I gotta let's throw on the mute. There we go. We're back. Oh gosh. Yeah, I gotta know your instrument. There's a bigger tree right in there. There's some shrubs. See, I'm just going in there, just drawing what I see. It's almost like I'm recording. I'm recording this whole background from left to right, and then I can see this different kind of thicker trees back in here. Maybe it's different thicknesses. See, I'm just going from left to right and just copying what I try and record what I see. Bam, pretty quickly. And then I'll bring this up, and there's a lot of flowers in here. I can do those as scribbles. I can like, okay, this is why scribbling is good. Like here's a perfect example of controlled scribbling. I can see all these little flowers that are going to be up in here. I don't know, take more time with it if I really wanted to. I'm going to try to get the steps. All right, so I've got a set of steps up here, and then another set of steps, actually probably another set of steps here, and then another set of steps. These set of steps right here, you can easily see there's three. One, a two, and a three. 3 steps right in there. All right, 3 steps, mister. 3 steps towards the door. Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 steps. And you'll never see me no more. Oh, for sure. Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 steps, mister. Give me 3 steps towards the door. So I got this whole ledge right in here. I'm putting in this step right in here. That's that step right in here. And it's going up right up against that oval shape that I kind of, not oval shape, this cylinder kind of shaped wall that's right there. And here I have that line, but it's wrong. I'm going to bring it down and curve it a little bit more and do this next step that kind of curves up this way. And it comes out this way. This whole next step right in there. And see, I'm changing the plane. This is one top plane, and then this other plane changes angle here. And this is a plane that's facing us right in there. Another one. This step. One step at a time. Journey of 1,000 steps begins with one step. One day, one sketch. The journey of 1,000 sketches begins with one sketch. Oh, look at that. It lines up perfectly where I wanted it to go to. Bam. And then there's all kinds of crazy bricks in here. I don't know. I can really quickly just sketch some of these shapes on there. It's just this is detail. I don't even worry about it. It's just like these crazy bricks in there. Some of these are actually even lost. You don't even see some of them. Just kind of I'm getting the feel of them. And then here, yeah, they are bricks. There's the top, and then there's the side bricks. All these bricks in here, I can fake them or just sketch it in. And I know it's dark, the top is light. I'm looking at the lights and the darks. And I don't know, get some of these fake bricks in there, but man, too much detail. There's that step, watch that angle, this angle, you gotta be consistent with your angles. There's another step as it gets smaller and further back. And then it actually ends right up in here. This step right here ends where the top of our curve. Let's stop right here, look back and enjoy the drawing. Say, wow, it's looking good. Let's zoom out. Can we zoom it out? That's all the way out. Move the camera back. Yeah, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby. Take a little break, a little breather. Like it? I like it. There's a whole set of purple flowers right in here, and then all these yellow flowers, and I don't know, I can scribble them in. And then there. Then here we have like 2 steps. And we have 2 steps. There's 2 steps here. And then there's a bunch of other steps back in here. I don't know how many. I can count them. It looked like 4, maybe 5 steps. Yeah, 4 or 5 steps. But I can, yeah, whatever. Let's see. And they're just rectangles. They're just a little rectangle. There's 1, 2. As they're flowing, yeah, they get a little bit bigger as they come lower. So I'm gonna make it a little bigger as they get lower. Oops, a little bit more space, a little bigger. Actually, it goes, yeah, right in there. This side is the side that gets longer. This side actually doesn't get as long. It starts actually moving more to the big curves right in there. This side gets a little bit longer. Yeah. There you go, Alan. Cut down the, if you hear this, if you get to this part, if you get to this part, cut it down a little bit. I don't know. I guess I can do these. All right, 2 more steps. You're challenging me. You're challenging me. I guess I like to go slow, but sometimes, yeah, I guess we got to go fast too. Maybe that's why we got to do these. That's why if she puts a lot of them, or if for anybody else would like to post pictures, post stuff that you like, and we'll take on the challenge. We'll take on the challenge, break it down for you. Sometimes you're like, wow, how would you do that? You can see how I kind of broke this one down into parts, and you can see, wow, that doesn't look too shabby. And I can put more flowers in here, these little scribbles, especially as things get closer, it gets a little clearer, a little more detail. So you got to get a little more in here, maybe even the bricks in here, get a little more detail in here. Choose your battles. And all this is just scribbles. See, there's these purple flowers And then I'm just kind of scribbling in. There's this whole area there, and then the purple flowers, how big they are, trying to get the proportions, how big they are compared to everything else. Then the yellow flowers, and then the calla lilies, oh, the calla lilies. Then the shapes back here and stuff. uh, my granddaughter, she called me silly. Grandpa, she called me Papa. It doesn't call me Dad, it's Papa, Grandpa. Papa, you're silly. Yes, I'm silly. I don't know what voice I did. I didn't do that voice. I did a different voice. Yes, I'm silly. It's okay to be silly. It's good to be silly. Don't be scared to be silly. Be yourself. Because everybody else is taken. There we go. There we go. I can put more shade in here. Is because it's grass. A little, actually, just a little bit of a shade. And that really makes those flowers pop. You see this shade right in there? I just a little bit of shade where that grassy area is. A little bit of shade up in here too. I guess I don't know, shade here and there. As this would be scribble. And then there's darker scribbles in here because all the flowers and all the mess. But that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I can bricks more bricks, and the shading in here because this is a ledger, allegedly. All right, not too shabby. Is that it? Is that it? Oh, that's it. Thank you. Like, subscribe. Those were the quick sketches. Let's call it this one, and then we'll do our forms. All right.